Culture is a major factor affecting how people and organizations deal with disasters, and yet it is often ignored. Hundreds of millions of people live in danger zones, affected by hazards such as floods, cyclones, earthquakes, and volcanoes. For many people, their religious and other beliefs give them the psychological security needed to live with danger. However, their perceptions and attitudes can also increase their vulnerability. Whether preparing for an earthquake or deciding to wear a seatbelt, culture can play a significant role in how people treat risks and sometimes hinder disaster prevention. A new approach is needed to help disaster organizations take culture into account. We need to assess two types of culture: that of the people who are vulnerable to disasters, people's culture, and the culture of disaster risk reduction organizations, or organizational culture. We also need to examine how these two cultures can clash, making risk reduction less effective. We must understand the wide variety of behaviors of people who are at risk, some of which appear to outsiders to be irrational. This means moving beyond conventional frames of reference of the disaster sector and benefiting from psychology, sociology, anthropology, public health, and behavioral economics. It also means confronting the difficult questions that these different rationalities pose for disaster preparedness. We need a more comprehensive, people-centered approach in order to ensure that future disaster risk reduction interventions are culturally sensitive, more acceptable to local people, and therefore ultimately more effective.